Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn the importance of accounting and some of the basic accounting terminologies, terms in accounting we are going to learn. I heard that some of you are not able to understand this accountancy because it is entirely new subject. The first class you were not able to understand. Oh, it's okay, no problem. Even if you don't understand the first thing, if you follow the next classes regularly and if you listen to that, you will understand it very nicely because the same thing what I have explained in the beginning only. Now I am also explaining. So the same thing is coming repeatedly. So don't worry, just listen to this class onwards. That will do. Okay, students, now I will start. What is the importance of accounting? What is the importance, how important it is? We know it is becoming a basic necessity. Without that, a business enterprises cannot live. That is what basic necessities, what we say. Our basic necessities are food, clothing, and shelter. Without that, we cannot live, isn't it? So, as far as business is concerned, accounting is a basic necessity because in our business concerns, if anyone is starting a business, immediately we will ask how much is the profit. We will ask, isn't it, how much you have invested and how much is your profit, and that daily income, how much you can earn. All these we are asking. So all these things is based on accounting. Without maintaining accounts, that person may not be able to say all these details, how much he has invested. So okay, within 1 year or 2 years he may be able to say. And if he has introduced additional capital, introduced some money in the business, and in future someone is asking how much you have invested, he may not be able to say actually how much amount he has invested because the starting amount, the capital he may know, but the additional amount he has invested, and sometimes he might have withdrawn some amount from the business for his personal use. Since he may be in short of money, the business money he might have used. That we need to deduct from the capital. So, how much money is remaining as his capital, he cannot say unless and until he maintains proper books of accounts. So, it is very essential for any business concern to maintain accounting. To maintain accounts. That is called accounting. So now we will see what are the importance of maintaining accounts, because the importance of accounting we will learn. 9 points are given. We will learn one by one. First, systematic records. Systematic records. In the functions and everything we are learning this one, systematic records. What we are recording? All the transactions, all the business transactions and events. Even in the objectives we have learned, in the functions we have learned. So that's why I am telling you again and again, I am repeating the same thing only. So if you listen even today's class onwards, you will be able to understand accounting very well. So all the business transactions which are of financial nature. I told you, if a transaction is not able to express in terms of money, we cannot enter them in the books of accounts. So all the transactions which are financial in nature are recorded in a systematic way. There is a systematic way in the books of accounts. That is systematic records. Then what we do? All these records are classified. Classifying in the meaning you have studied, no? So classifying. That is one lesson, ledger. That is called ledger. And after classifying, what is coming? They will summarizing. They will summarize the accounts. That means the summary of that account will be entered in one statement, that is called a trial balance. So classifying, summarizing everything is done after entering the financial transactions. That's it. Transactions which are of financial nature, we can tell as all financial transactions recorded in a systematic way in the books of accounts. One point you have understood. Now the second point is preparation of financial statements. Preparation of financial statements. As I told you in the beginning, now whenever a person has started a business, we are asking what is your profit, how much is your profit, and what is your financial position, all these things. That will be known from these financial statements. So we can know the results of the business operations. We are doing some business. It is not a one-time activity. It's continuous operation, isn't it? Business operations. Then result means whether it is profit. That is the result. Whether it is profit or loss. So results of business operations and the financial position. Financial position. This will be known from the balance sheet. This profit or loss will be known from the profit and loss account. Yesterday also, every day I am explaining it. Then financial position of the concern may be known from the balance sheet. That consists of assets and liabilities. Here, profit and loss account, all the income and expenditure will be entered. Then we will come to know what is the profit. Here, all the assets and liabilities will be entered. We will know the financial position of the concern. This can be prepared from the financial statement. So, preparation of financial statement is another importance because of accounting. Then, the third point is assessment of progress. Progress, progress report, how much you have improved. That can be assessed, that can be calculated, found out from the accounting. How they do this progress? By analysis and interpretation. What they will analyze and what they will interpret? The financial statement. Because we have prepared the financial statement, that financial statements will be analyzed. They will analyze what are the weaknesses. In order to improve the organization, they will analyze the weaknesses where we need to give more importance in order to improve the concern. So they will analyze and they will interpret, they will give the explanation. What can we do to make some progress in the organization? So all these weaknesses will be analyzed, they will interpret in order to improve the organization. Or they will analyze and they will find out whether yesterday I told you the liquidity position of the business. What is the liquidity? Liquidity can be analyzed. Whether the liquid assets, or we can say the current asset. Current asset means, don't think that current power. Current assets, that means the short-term assets. Short-term assets, whether they are enough to meet the current liabilities. Current liabilities. Just you keep this in mind, you will be learning in detail in the forthcoming chapters. Here you may know the term asset. Then only you can know what is current asset. Asset means the properties. The properties. Properties we know. How much you have property. Immediately what you will think? How much land you have. Then how big a building, isn't it? So building is next asset. Then you may have many valuable products, things in your house, maybe TV, fridge, all those things at home. Here in the business, what we can say, the office equipments, then furniture, all these are, but all these are the fixed assets because long-term assets, so fixed assets. What are current assets? Here we can say sundry debtors. I will explain in the next heading all the terminologies. I told you, there you will learn this one. What is asset, what is liability, what is debtors. So just I will give an introduction now. Debtors are the customers, credit customers. If we are running a business organization, we will have many customers. If they have bought for cash, we do not worry about that customers. But if they purchase for credit, they are called credit customers. A particular term is called debtors. So they will pay that amount that they due for us. So that is called as current assets because we can collect that amount from them within a short period of time. That is why short-term assets, current assets. Then we might have deposited in the bank, that is called cash at bank. That is also a current asset. Why? Because at any time, whenever we are in need of money, we can go and withdraw the amount that we have in the bank. Then cash in hand, that at any time we can take by opening the drawer, isn't it? That is the very liquid current asset. Then at the bank, within 1 or 2 hour period, we can collect. This one also next current asset. We can collect them from the debtors within months. Then stock, closing stock. If we are a productive manufacturing concern that we produce something, we may have some stock in the godown or warehouse, we say. That stock we can sell them and we can convert them into cash. So what is the meaning, overall meaning of current assets? All the assets that can be converted into cash within a short period of time. That is the meaning of current assets. See the fixed assets, that is the opposite of current asset is fixed asset. This fixed asset, can you convert them into cash within 1 or 2 months or within 1 or 2 hours? No, very difficult. To sell a land, we have to consult many people. If a person who is ready to buy that particular land only, we can sell it and convert it into cash. That is why they are called as fixed assets. We cannot convert them into cash very easily. Understood now? Now I will explain the liabilities. Just the opposite of assets is liabilities. What are the responsibilities or the obligation that we have? Obligation. What is the Tamil meaning of obligation? Poruppu. Tamil meaning of asset is chottu. Isn't it? So here obligation or responsibilities. This obligation, that is called liabilities. What are the liabilities? That in that Tamil meaning is poruppu. So what responsibility they have towards others? So what are the responsibilities that a business has towards others? For example, they might have withdrawn more amount from the bank. That we can say bank overdraft. We do not have any right like this. Only business people have this bank overdraft facility. But do we have ordinary people? No. We start a savings bank account only. That bank account does not have this facility. This facility is available only for the current account. If you go for withdrawing amount from ATM also, you can see current account, savings account. We will press the savings account. But business people open current account. If they have opened the current account, they have this facility. bank overdraft. What they can do, they can withdraw more money. They can withdraw more money than what is available in their account. That is bank overdraft. If there is no cash at bank, they may have bank overdraft. Either cash at bank, if there is no cash at bank, they will have bank overdraft. That is a liability. It is a short-term liability. Why it is called short-term liability? Next day, if you deposit more money than this bank overdraft, that automatically we will have debit balance. Okay, cash at bank. That is why it is a current liability. Then we can say the opposite of sundry debtors, that is sundry creditors. Who are these creditors? I told you who are the debtors. They are the customers. They are the customers. So here, who are the creditors? They are the suppliers. Who are suppliers? They supply goods for us. For any business concern, what they do? Just imagine one a textile shop. What they do? They will buy. If you have a textile shop or fancy store, whatever it is, we never manufacture that product, isn't it? Actually, what we do, we will buy that item from these suppliers. They will supply items for us. Many suppliers will be there. Maybe the ready-made items, then each handloom, maybe from handloom or machine loom, any things from different suppliers we may purchase and keep in a particular place, and we will sell. That one we will sell to the customers. Now the people, those who supply, or the business people, those who supply goods for us, are called the suppliers. And if they supply for cash, it will not arise this term. But if we purchase from our suppliers on credit, they are called the sundry creditors. Understood? Now who are sundry creditors? When we purchase some items on credit from the suppliers, they are called sundry creditors. Now I will explain all these terms in the next heading. Okay, the some specific terms, important terms in accounting. Now you might have understood something about this one. So it is also current liability. Understand? So for this term only I am explaining all these things. Liquidity. Liquidity position of the business can be assessed. What is the meaning of liquidity? Liquidity means whether the short-term assets available in the business concern. What are the short-term assets? Cash in hand, cash at bank, debtors, then closing stock. All these are the assets. We take this amount and we can pay the current liabilities. What are the current liabilities? Bank overdraft, sundry creditors, then any short-term loan. Short-term loan that we can pay back. So whether it is enough, that assets are enough to pay back the obligation, short-term liabilities. That is called the liquidity position of the business. Then they will analyze the solvency position. Solvency position. What is the solvency position? Here, liquidity means that liquid assets. We can say current assets as liquid assets also. Then solvency position means it is related to the long-term obligation with the long-term assets. Long-term. Because they have the long-term assets. I have explained you the land, building, office equipments, furniture, fittings. All these will come under this long-term assets. Whether the long-term assets are enough to pay back the long-term liabilities. What are the long-term liabilities? We can say the loan, long-term loan that we have borrowed from the financial institutions or banks. Then the capital. Capital is also called as a liability for the business. Why? Now in the second lesson you will learn why it is arised. But here you should know what is capital. Capital is the amount invested by the owner. Here owner is separate from the business because he has invested that money in the business and he will be waiting to earn money by using that amount, that capital. So the business is liable to pay back this capital to the owner. So that is also will come under the liabilities. So this loan, long-term loan and capital is also repaid by the business. So they will ascertain whether our long-term assets are enough to pay back the long-term liabilities. At last what they will do, whatever he has purchased, they will sell and repay the amount, or any long-term loan they have taken, they will pay back those loan. Understood now? That is the solvency position. Then the profitability. Profitability, you know. In the second one we have learned, no? The result of the business operations. That results of the business operation means whether because of that business operation they purchase, they sell and they pay some expenses, they receive some income, they will calculate all these things and finally they will calculate the profit or loss of the business. That is the profitability of the business concern. So all these will be assessed. How much profitability we have, they will calculate. This is one of the big chapter. All this will be the one chapter in 12th next year. So now you are learning this one. I will ask in the next year when I am teaching that lesson. Analysis and interpretation. Financial analysis is one of the big chapter. Understand? So you may have understood now assessment of progress of the business. That is very important. For this also we need accounting. Understood? Now we will see the fourth point. Fourth point is aid to decision making. The third point, assessment of progress. They will assess everything. After assessment, they have to take decision. That is why it is acting as an aid to decision making. Because the management will analyze this financial statements and they will interpret the reason of that weaknesses, areas of weakness, everything, and they have to take some decisions regarding the future policies and programs. They will frame some policies and programs in order to improve the business organizations. For this purpose, it is very important. Accounting is very important. Then the next point, satisfies legal requirements. Satisfies legal requirements. Legal, the government purpose. For that purpose also accounting is very important. What are the legal requirements? Because they have to, because many employees will be working in an organization, they have to maintain the provident fund, PF. We used to say, no? Whether you have PF, they will ask, no? Provident fund for the employees. Then ESI, employee state insurance. For insurance, they have to provide some documents for that tool. Then the employees may be paying tax deducted at source. Before paying salary itself, they have to calculate how much tax they have to pay to the government. That is called tax deducted at source, TDS. All these documents must be prepared. Then after this one, they have to file the tax returns, income tax or sales tax. Both the tax, for calculate the income tax and sales tax, they need accounting. With the help of accounting only, they can calculate the provident fund for employees, employee state insurance, then tax deducted at source. That employees, those have to pay the tax. That should be deducted and it should be filed with the government. Then maybe the business institutions tax, income tax, sales tax. For the preparation of these legal requirements, what is important? The accounting is very important. Okay. Then sixth point, information to interested groups. Information to interested groups. Because they are called the users. Users of information. They have to communicate. That is the last step. Communication. Steps in accounting we learned. That is communication. Here analyzing. After analyzing, interpretation, communication. They have to communicate this accounting to various users. I have told you already the users. First, who should know? The owners. Then the management. Why the management needs to know? To analyze, interpret, to take decision making. For this purpose, they also need accounting. Then creditors. Creditors, who are creditors? The people, those who supply goods for us. They must know, because we are the creditors for them. We are the debtors for them. We need to pay the amount. So they are very particular whether we are in a condition to pay back their money. So the creditors. Then employees of the organization, they are always worried about whether our organization is going in a improved way. Only then they can earn little more salary increment will be getting, or the bonus will be getting. So they also should know the that accounting. Then other financial institutions or banks, we can say. Financial institutions. All these you are going to learn again in detail. The users in one big heading. Okay, financial institutions. Then tax authorities. Why this financial institution and that banks and financial institution, they provide loan for us. So they are also very particular whether we will repay that loan to them. Okay. Then tax authorities, then the fifth itself we have learned. For tax purposes, we need accounting. So tax authorities and the government. Why government? Government sometimes provide subsidy for us. So they too may ask for accounting. Okay, then seventh point, legal evidence. Legal evidence. If there is a dispute in the court, they will ask for the accounting details, accounting records. Okay, as per that accounting records only, they will be able to settle our disputes. So any disputes, what is dispute? Quarrel between our organization with the neighboring organization, or with the public, or whatever competitive organization, whoever it is. If there is a quarrel, we will take that case to the court. Okay, but there the court will ask for the financial statements or the financial records they may ask. We have to provide them. So for that purpose also accounting is important. Next point is 8th one, computation of tax. The tax will be calculated by the auditors or the chartered accountants. They have to calculate the tax. For calculating the tax, as per the income only, they will calculate the tax, isn't it? So to find out the income, what they need the financial statement. Understand? So income statement is needed to compute the tax, and for the settlement of other taxes also, sales tax. They need the trading account to calculate the sales. So they need the trading account. So financial statements are very essential for the computation of tax. Then the last and ninth point is settlement during merger. What is merger? Join, isn't it? If two organizations, they want to join together and run as one organization. At that time, the court may ask for the financial statements of both the organizations. As per that financial statement only they will make the settlement. How much assets they have, how many liabilities they have, or that how much compensation the other company has to pay, that for the employees, or if any employees are not taken along with the organization, all these will be settled only with the help of accounting records. You might have understood all the 9 points. Once again, I will explain in brief all the points. First one, systematic records. All the transactions which are of financial in nature are recorded in the books of accounts in a systematic way. That is very important. Then, if it is because the classification will be done first, summarizing will be done second. It is in a systematic way. Then second one, preparation of financial statements. If we record in a systematic way, we can prepare the financial statement in order to know the results of the business operations and the financial position of the business concern. The results of the business operation can be found out by preparing the profit and loss account, and the financial position of the concern can be ascertained with the help of balance sheet. Balance sheet is a summary of assets and liabilities. Then assessment of progress. So the progress of the business can be analyzed and interpreted with the help of financial statements, because the management will identify the weaknesses that they have in the business concern, and to overcome those weaknesses they should know the financial statements. They can find out the liquidity position of the business, solvency position, and profitability of the concern. Okay, then fourth point, it is an aid for decision making. Management only will take decision and they will decide to take some future, to predict some future policies and programs in order to move the concern towards the improved or developed stage. Okay, the fifth point is it satisfies legal requirements, because any business concern, because every business concern is run with the help of employees only. So they have to provide provident fund for the employees. For that they need the accounting records. Same thing again, another service is done for the employees, that is insurance scheme. For that one, then tax will be paid by the employees, those who receive more income from that company. So that TDS also should be calculated with the help of financial statements. And the business concerns tax also can be calculated with the help of accounts. So it is helping to fulfill the legal requirements. Then the next point is information to interested groups. After analyzing, interpreting, they have to pass this information to the interested groups. Who are the interested groups? They are the users. Who are those users? The owners, management, creditors, employees, financial institutions, tax authorities, and government. Then the legal evidence. It is acting as a legal evidence if there is a dispute between us with another person. So the court may ask for providing to submit the financial statements in the court to settle the dispute. For computation of tax, income tax, sales tax, to calculate, the auditor may require the statements. Then at last, settlement during merger. If two organizations are willing to merge as one organization, so the person one who is merging, he may ask for the financial statements of both the organizations. As per that only compensation will be calculated. I think you might have understood today importance. I was planning to take you 2 headings, but since I have explained you a lot, I am able to complete only 1 heading, because Yesterday one of the parents called me and said they were not able to understand because it is entirely a new term. That's why I told you, you should try to understand what I am telling you. If you I was very happy that student's parent asked me to explain. I am very happy to hear any complaints. I will not tell anything. I will explain you. But now why I was little fast, because we have started this online class only in August end, around September only I am starting, isn't it? That's why I thought I cannot complete all the portion within the time because we have 14 chapters. That's why I was a little bit running, but I was advised by one of the parents. So okay, I will go little slower. Now I will explain everything. Now if you don't understand also, you can ask me. I will go again little more slowly, but you should understand, that's very important. I think this importance is one of the long answer. You have to mark this one, and it is given in page number 7. 9 points are there. You mark the same thing what I have explained is given in there. So with this screen you can refer that what is given in the book. If you don't understand, you can call me and ask, because the number is given to you, I think. Okay students, thank you very much.